Hi guys, my name is Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about conversation topics and vocabulary to do with those conversation topics. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to request a class material on something specific, let me know on Facebook. I'm going to put my Facebook name in the chat box for you, or send me a message on my Verbling profile, which is also linked in the chat box. John, welcome to class.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you, John?
I'm fine.
Have I had you in class before?
No, it's my first time with you.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
I am from Brazil.
Excellent. What part of Brazil?
The south. South of Brazil.
Awesome. Very cool. You're not the only Brazilian in class today.
Yeah,
Rafael. Welcome to class as well, Rafael. Also a man living in the south of Brazil, or I guess the southeast of Brazil. I'm always a little fuzzy about what the lines are between south and southeast, but
yeah, it's strange.
Yeah. All right. And Rafael, how are you doing?
Hi, Mikhail. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but very low. The volume is very low. I don't know why. And Greg, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher Michaela. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fine. Doing
You
well.
are getting ready for your weekend? We only have 24 hours until it's the weekend.
Here in Barcelona, we've got 1 day more.
Yes, excellent.
Before.
Very nice. And Fernando, welcome to class.
Hey, Michaela, how are you?
I'm doing really well. Thank you for asking. How are you, Fernando?
I'm great.
Very cool. And Daniel, welcome to class. Maybe he's still loading up. And Chatbox Mohammed, welcome to class. Nice to know that you're from Egypt, and you're welcome to participate in the chat box today or join us and have a little conversation. Daniel, are you there?
Yes, hello.
Hello, welcome to class, Daniel. How's your week going so far?
Very cold. I'm jealous from you.
Why?
You look because you are in t-shirt.
Hot today. Hot.
Hot day, and I gonna bring jacket.
Oh.
5 degrees.
Oh, what? That is cold.
Yes.
Yikes. Winter hit early, I guess.
Raining.
Is it usually that cold in early November?
Yes, in Salamanca in Spain, yes.
Ah, okay. So I guess it's a cold area. Good luck. That's tough.
Winter is here.
You have a long winter to go.
Yeah.
All right. And Dennis.
I'm used to.
Ah, yeah. I would die in a winter like that, but I guess you've lived with it for a long time, so you've become strong against the cold.
Yes.
All right. Dennis, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Dennis?
I'm fine. Thank you.
Excellent. Do you have a new picture, or are you a new student? For me.
I use a new picture.
Got it. So I've already had you in a class before, right?
I think so.
Great. Excellent. Well, it's good to see you back then, and it's a very pretty new picture. Reminds me of vacation. And Kevin, welcome to class.
Hi, teacher.
How are you, Kevin?
I'm fine, thanks. What about you?
I'm doing really well, having fun. And you were in my last class too, so you must be studying a lot today.
Yes, I study every day. I missed some of your class, but I try to be
That's an
every
excellent
day.
strategy. Studying a little every day is a
Yeah.
surefire way to get a lot of improvement. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to screen share our conversation topics for today, and we'll talk a little bit about them while I welcome Andre to class. Andre, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you, teacher. How about you?
I'm doing really well also. Okay, let's get started. And Andre, you can help us out. So our first conversation topic is going to be religion. And I think it's a really, really interesting one. So let's discuss vocabulary that we might use when we're talking about religion. Andre, can you give us any vocabulary you think would be helpful in a discussion about religion?
It's church.
What? Church?
Church. Church, cross, pop,
Pop?
Vatican, and
You mean Pope? Vatican and Pope? Got
yes,
it.
and Catholicism,
Mm-hmm.
and
Awesome. Those are definitely some great suggestions. Dennis, do you have any other suggestions for words we can use to discuss religions of all kinds?
Pray,
Mm-hmm.
priest,
Mm-hmm. Excellent contribution. Thanks, Dennis. Fernando, can you add to our list?
I don't know so much about religion.
That's okay. We're definitely going to talk a lot about it today, and just some general opinions or explanations of different religions. Is there any other vocabulary you want to add, or should I run on to the next student?
I prefer run on the next student.
All right, then Greg, do you have any other ideas of vocabulary we might be able to use in a discussion about religion?
Probably faith,
Faith, that's a good one.
God.
Mm-hmm. Definitely might feature in a conversation about religion.
Mm-hmm. Buddha, Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
Oma,
Mm-hmm.
questions, redemption.
Mm-hmm. Good start. Thanks, Greg. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Okay. Then John, what can you add to our list?
I don't know. Well, beliefs or
Mm-hmm.
beliefs too,
Mm-hmm.
and money. Why not?
Money. Interesting one. All right. It could come up. Good addition to our list. Kevin, last up, any vocabulary words or topics you think would be important in a discussion about religion?
Religion.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't have an idea.
All right. So I'll put the words that we already came up with in the chat box for you guys. And I have a list of my own words that I think might be important or kind of good words to fall back on when we're talking about religion. And I'll bring those up. Some of them we already mentioned, but some of them might be new to you guys. So let's define some of these words, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about religion. And I had a question in the chat box from Mohammed that said, can I join class? Yes, Mohammed, you can join class. We still have space. Just click the green button above class to join. Or if you haven't entered Verbling as a participant, you should make a profile and you can try out the classes, I think, for a week for free. You have to look all of that stuff up when you make your profile. And if you have any other questions, let me know, Mohammed. All right, so starting with Abrahamic. Can anyone give us a definition for the word Abrahamic?
It was a man, was a lead of a religion.
Uh-huh. So the word comes from a man who was named Abraham.
Yes.
What does it mean if I say it's an Abrahamic religion? What does that mean?
Maybe the people who follow Abraham.
Yes, that is a pretty good explanation for it. So basically, Abrahamic religion refers to what we consider to be the main religions today. That would be Christianity, Judaism, Jewish. Oops. Christianity, Jewish faith, and I think also Islam. I believe Islam is also part of the Abrahamic religions because they're all religions who believe that Abraham was a person who featured in religion. So he's in the Bible, maybe he's in the Quran. I'm not really sure about all this, but it refers to religions that use this one guy as part of their faith. So he's part of all of these faiths. The next one we have is altar. And I'm going to start asking specific people. How about Greg? Can you give us a definition for what an altar is?
I think it were any prayers of any of the three religion you said you said before. When prayers say is sermon, no?
Uh-huh.
No,
It's where you pray.
It's a place where in the church or any religious place where the prayers say is sermon.
Yes, exactly.
No?
Next up, we have clergy. Fernando, could you define clergy for us?
Clergy is like is a people who from the Christian religion, yeah?
Could be from the Christian religion, or it could be from other religions as well.
And this person lead the meetings about the religion. I don't know.
Yeah, so work with religion, or maybe we'll say work in religion. So people who work in religion, exactly. So a good example, like you said, with Christianity, who are people who are considered clergy in Christianity? People who work in the religion of Christianity. Any ideas? That might be something like a priest or a nun, but that's a good definition so far. The next one we have is worship. Dennis, do you think you could define the word worship?
I don't know what is worship. Worship.
All right. Well, we'll ask someone else to define that. And sneaked. Oh, I'm gonna have trouble saying this. Sneakdna? Wait, I didn't say it right. Sneakda?
It's Snigda.
Sneakda. Okay. Did I say it okay?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to class. Where are you from?
I'm presently living in New York, and I'm basically from India.
Very cool. Well, we're happy to have you with us. Would you like to define the word worship for us?
Yeah. I think worship means it's a way to pray to the God.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Good definition. Thanks.
Thank you.
Next up, we have the word cult. Sandra, would you like to define the word cult for us?
I think a cult is a synonym of worship when you, or maybe, or maybe, I don't know the differences between worship and cult. Maybe cult could be, for example, for Egyptians.
Okay, for Egyptians?
Yes. Or something when people go to pray a statue, or a rock, or something made with hands.
Maybe. I think you're close, but we need a little more information here. John, do you think you could help us out with the definition of cult?
Well, I think it's kind of. Let me think about it. It's kind of veneration and devotion for some figure, some visual. I think that's the difference.
Okay.
I don't know.
So is it usually, would you consider Christianity a cult?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Oh, it depends. I think in some cases, well, there is some brands of Christianity that don't do cults for images. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. So it's definitely devotion to a figure. It's a little bit vague though. So usually a cult is considered a small group of worshippers. So this would be the biggest difference. Worship is just like praying. You can use it similarly to the word pray. It's kind of like an intense version of the word pray. But cult is just a noun, and it refers to the group of worshippers. Okay. And let's have Greg try to define the word caliphate. Any ideas for that one, Greg?
I think it's a kind of Islamic geographical organization.
Mm-hmm.
A terrorism, right?
So
No,
definitely an Islamic organization.
Religious, Islamic the religious organization like Christianism have I don't know the word, but they are organized main of geographic yes, organization. No?
Yeah. Does anyone else want to add to that? Is there anyone here? Oh, I see we have one comment in the chat box. Oh no, that's for something else. But yeah, there's a comment in the chat box that refers to cult, and I think it's a good definition, especially one with beliefs that most people consider strange or dangerous. Yes, Islam. That is definitely a use for the word cult. And does anyone else here have more information to add about caliphate? I think we got a pretty good definition for it. So,
I have.
What else would you add to this definition?
I want to add to definition of Caliphate. The Caliphate is an Islamic state led by supreme religious and political leader known as a Khalif.
Okay. So led by a caliph. Is it like that? Caliph?
Caliph. Yes, exactly.
Okay, so it's an Islamic organization led by a caliph, and as far as I know, it's not a current, organization, right? Like this is something that existed a long time ago, but does not exist anymore, right?
Not a current organization. Yes, maybe it existed crazy long time ago.
Okay, we'll say that. It existed a long time ago. All right. Oops. Okay, so how about faith? Now we have to define faith. And let's ask Snigdha, how would you define faith?
I think faith means belief or loyal to our God or religion, something like that.
Okay, good. I think that's a pretty good definition. Next up, we've only got two more. The next one is sacred. And let's have Andre define sacred for us.
Sacred, it is it will be anything related to religion. That the group of people fervently believes too.
Okay, that a group of people believe in.
And they believes that it's have straight straight power.
Okay. All right, so something with religious power, that makes sense. And the last word we have here before we get into our conversation is tolerance. And Dennis, do you think you'd like to take a crack at defining the word tolerance?
Be nice to others' fault.
You said to be nice to others?
Yeah.
That's definitely part of it. What else is part of tolerance?
Is to coexist with people that don't think the same as you.
That are different. Awesome. Okay, so now that we've defined all those words, we're going to use some of them in this discussion. We also have the words in the chat box that we came up with earlier, another list, and we're going to answer some of these questions like, what are some religions of the world? I'd like everyone to try to name a different one. So I'd like everyone to name one, but a different one. And I'll start with Andre. Can you give us one religion?
Yes, it's Islamic religion.
Yep, that's one. Islam. Thanks, Andre. Dennis, what's another religion?
Buddhism.
Buddhism. Great. Thank you. Fernando, what's another religion?
Christianity, religion.
Mm-hmm. Great. So we've got Buddhism, Islam, Christianity. Greg, can you name another?
Polytheism.
What?
When I don't know the word in English. It's when people believe in the natural trace of the wild.
Yeah,
like,
that
for
sounds like
example, American Indian native.
I see. Okay, interesting. Yes, great addition. Thanks, Greg. John, can you name another one?
Yeah, Scientology.
Ooh, good. Scientology is an interesting one. Sandra, give us another one. Sandra, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Could be Protestant?
Great. Protestant is Christianity, but it's a religion in itself. Thank you very much, Sandra. And Snigdha, what's another?
Hindu.
Hindu. Perfect. So we've got tons of religions we can talk about. There's also polytheism, which we have as a suggestion from Greg in the chat box. We can also add that to our list. So now we're going to go over the next question. Is religion important to you? And how do you practice your religion? So you can say that you have a certain religion. You might say that you're not religious, but you're spiritual. Tell us if it's important to you or if it's not important to you and how. And I'm going to start on the right this time. Snigdha, can you go first and tell us if religion is important to you and how?
Yeah, I think because we have, as I am in a Hindu, we have plenty of religious activities. We called that we have 13 occasions, religious occasions in 12 months. And we are looking for any occasions where we can enjoy a lot, and it's not typical religious point of view, but we like to enjoy a lot of enjoyment, and it's our social gathering, one type of, and we really enjoy it a lot.
Awesome. So religion is important to you, and it gives you a social environment as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. Thank you very much. And Sandra, go next. Tell us if religion is important to you and how.
Well, for me, it's not very important, but I've been baptized.
Baptized?
Baptized. Mm-hmm. But I'm not really practice. I'm not really practice this my religion. My religion is Catholicism, but I don't really believe in it.
Okay, so you have a religion, but it's not that important to you. You don't practice much.
No.
Thank you very much for sharing, Sandra. John, will you go next?
Okay. So religion is not important to me, but I agree that it's important for the society. Sometimes it's a good kind of instruction for the people. And well, and I kind of like to think that we live in a matrix, like the movie Matrix. We live in some digital world and everything's connected, but it's not a religion, it's just a belief.
Okay, that's kind of cool. So you have some unique beliefs about how all religion works with our lives?
Sorry, what?
So you're saying that the matrix is kind of like an idea that you like to use when you're thinking about religion because it's like something you can't see but it's there, that kind of thing?
Yeah. It's how I think the things work and how it's all related and how other things can affect the other side of the world and this kind of thing.
Very cool. Thank you.
Nice.
All right. Greg, tell us a little bit about how religion impacts your life or doesn't impact your life.
It doesn't. It doesn't impact. I'm like Sandra. I'm non-belief man. For me, it's not. I think religion is very important in the world because they give you solution and no and questions that cannot be answered. But for me, I prefer. I don't believe in anything except humanity. I try to well done around me, but I don't have any religion.
Okay, so you think you're spiritual and you think humanity is an important thing, but you're not really religious with an organization, like you don't go to church.
Yes, true.
Got it. Cool. Thanks for sharing, Greg. Fernando, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Christianic religion. It's important for me. I every morning pray for my health and my family health. But I am in a new country for me, and at the moment I don't have the opportunity to go to my church here.
So you are religious, but it's kind of difficult sometimes to actually get to church.
Yes.
Got it. All right. Thanks for sharing. Dennis, you're up next. Does religion impact your life? Why or why not?
No. Religion doesn't impact my life, but I believe there is one God who made the whole world, because the world is so amazing and so complicated, but I don't know who is the God, and
All right. You have some religious beliefs, but they don't all line up with any one particular practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Dennis. And Andre, how does religion impact your life? Why or why not?
I don't think so. The religion is sorry, teacher. I don't think that religion is impact my life too much, since I didn't pay attention for religion, but it's have a big role in my country for society. About more than 80% of population in my country have a Christian faith, and it is a lot of Christian churches in throughout my country, and it is a bunch of Christianity holidays over the year, and it's a reason for that holidays is a reason for gathering for people and celebration for them.
Interesting. So it impacts your life because it impacts your society and your country and holidays and things. Good answer.
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys so much for sharing and talking a little bit about this. We're going to go on to the next one, which is advice. This is our next topic. And I have a little bit of some vocabulary that we might use when we're talking about advice here. Things like modal verbs, could, would, should. Things like I suggest or recommend doing something. And I suggest or recommend that you, end sentence, consider this, or if I were you, and of course the word doubt, which always enters when we're talking about advice. Can you guys add any vocabulary to this list before we answer some of the questions below?
Ought to.
Ought to. Very nice. And what does ought to mean? Can you define it for us?
It's similar. It's it's a kind of recommendation, or strong recommendation is similar like should, no? I think.
Exactly. It's very similar to should. Ought to, we can add up there. Any other ideas about vocabulary we might use when we're giving our answers?
Regret.
Regret. That's an important one. Would you like to define that one for us?
It regrets. It is noun. It will be noun or verb. It depends of context, but in general it means to pity about something in the past.
Definitely. Good word. Anything else we can add to our vocabulary here before we answer these questions? All right, then let's get going. I like the last one, so let's start with the last one first. My girlfriend left me. I feel depressed. What should I do? We're going to give some advice in this kind of odd situation. How about Sandra? What advice would you give to a person when they say, my girlfriend left me and I feel depressed? What should I do? Sandra, are you there?
Yes. I'm here.
So give us some advice for that situation.
If I were you, I'll be calm and I should try to speak with her and try to solutionate the misunderstanding, for example.
Okay, so try to get back together.
Yes.
All right, thanks, Sandra. John?
Hey.
What advice would you give in the same situation? My girlfriend left me, I feel depressed. Tell me what I should do.
Well, if you really like her, you should. Well, first, I would recommend you to stay 1 week trying to not thinking on her. If you, after 1 week you're still thinking on her, I think you should try to speak with her. If you guys don't get back, so move on. There's a lot of other girls around you.
All right, plenty of fish in the sea. Good advice, John.
Yep.
And Greg, what would you advise this person do if they're depressed because they
Well,
lost their girlfriend?
Probably the same. I think first of all you have to think about if you really love her, and if you really love her, you should have struggled for a love.
All right, then you should get through it and try to get back together because it's real love.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Fernando,
Yes.
do you have any advice for this man who lost his girlfriend?
If I were you, I will go out with friends and make things that I want to do and try to forget her.
All right, forget that girl. It's over.
Yes.
Harsh, but maybe true. All right, Dennis, what advice do you have for this person who's feeling depressed?
I recommend that you should see the strip.
See who?
Strip.
The who? Sorry. The strip club?
Yeah.
Ooh, hey, that's pretty risque advice. So you think that this person should get out and go do some crazy stuff and forget about your girlfriend, go see other women?
Yeah. He need to forget her ex girlfriend.
All right. A strip club would definitely make you change your mind about some stuff, maybe. All right, thanks, Dennis. Andre, what advice would you give to this person who's depressed about
The dad should try to send a message to the girlfriend with and try to find a connection way with her. If for example, if I'm really like her, I should try to join her. It does pursuit didn't help, couldn't help. I have a strong advice to go to a dating club, for example, and find there a person to have an intimate relationship with him or her.
All right, I think that's good advice. Solid advice, guys. You all gave a little bit something different. Okay, we're going to go up to the other two, and this time I'm going to divide the class, and I'm going to ask Andre, Dennis, and Fernando to respond to the first one, which is, I want to protect the environment, but I don't know how. What should I do? And the rest of the class, being John and Sandra, now since we just lost someone, is going to do the next one. I am new in this city. I would love to meet some people. What should I do? So you guys can assume that they came to your city and they need advice about what to do in your city. This time we're going to respond in the chat box though. So I want everyone to respond in either the Verbaling or the Google chat box and write it down. Also, if you really want to answer a different question, like if I gave you you're the new city one and you want to talk about the environment, you're welcome to change. You guys can choose. So I'll give you guys 1, maybe 2 minutes to give some advice to these people on what they should do.
Sorry, did you hear what I have to do?
So you have to give advice in the chat box for one of the earlier questions. The one I gave to you was, I'm new in this city. I would love to meet some people. What should I do? So you have to give advice about how to meet new people.
Okay, thank you.
What about me, teacher Makila?
I think yours was the same. I think yours is, I'm in a new city. Yeah, the second one.
Okay.
We've got one response in the chat box, which I think is pretty good. This one is for the second one. So if you're in a new city and you want to meet new people, the Islam recommends that you go to clubs or to the gym. That's pretty good advice, although usually I find people at the gym are not that friendly to me. Maybe gyms in other places are different. All right. John, will you tell us a little bit about what you wrote? Read it for us and then explain yourself.
Okay. This is what is advice that I gave for a friend a time ago. So fit pretty well in the question. Okay, so well, there's a lot of cool places to go here. But knowing you, I think the best place that you should go is the Central Park. There you can practice sports and at the same time meet some cool people. I highly recommend you.
Excellent advice. I have just a couple corrections to make on what you wrote. First off, we should say at the same time, and I highly recommend it. We need the it at the end. We require an object there.
Okay.
I recommend it. Okay. Thank you very much, John. Great advice. I see one in the chat box from Stephanie. To protect the environment, you should save water. I think that's some pretty solid advice. So Stephanie, explain, how can we save water? Next one I see came from the Google chat box from Sandra. Sandra, can you read us your response and tell us a little bit about it?
Yes. I would investigate in internet, for example, about the best places in the city where young people meet, like bars, clubs, or some places to make a language interchange.
Awesome. Yes, do investigation. Only correction I'd make here is that we don't need the preposition about. Put the object right next to the verb. So I would investigate best places in the city.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Sandra. Next one I see is from Fernando. Fernando, go ahead and read that for us.
Okay, if you want to protect the environment, you should start with the simple things like save energy in your house and talk with your family and friends about the environment and trying that they do the same.
Awesome advice. And change save to saving, since we're talking about it like it's a noun. So
okay.
Like saving energy.
Okay.
Other than that, it looks good. Thanks, Fernando. Andre, read us yours.
advice for person who wanted to clear environment but don't know how is to go on the dirtiest streets in the city and take all the garbage and junks away and clean it with the shampoo.
All right, excellent idea. That's one way to help the environment. A couple corrections from what you wrote. The first thing is, if you want to make this singular, you'd have to put a person. So in the first sentence, I have advice for a person who wants, and you'd put an S on the end. Like who wants to protect the environment. Or you could, of course, change that to people instead of person, and then you wouldn't have to put an S on it. So you could do one or the other. And
okay, thank you, teacher. Gotcha.
All right, thanks, Andre.
My pleasure.
So I think that's all of the responses we got. You guys did an awesome job. And let's move on. We only have a few minutes left, but we'll move on to the last topic of conversation for the day. And it's down below. It's culture, which I think is interesting. So we have a lot of vocabulary. I'm not sure we'll have time to talk about all of it, so let's just answer a couple questions quickly. What are some things that define a culture? So what do you guys think are cultural things? I'll start with Andre this time. What do you think, Andre, are some things that define cultures?
Culture is in the short. If I want to say in a short and direct way, it's a bunch of rules and strong beliefs that are related to population that's living in a definite place area on the earth.
Okay, so location, that's a big part of culture. Definitely. And before we go farther into this one, I see we've got one more response from the last advice section. I suggest going to the parties that embassies usually organize. So we'll be able to meet people of your own country that can introduce to in the best place of the town. Awesome thoughts, Greg. A couple minor changes we need to make. We need a subject, so we can say, so you will be able. So you will be able to meet people of your own country that can introduce you to the best places of the town. Just a couple extra little things in there. Other than that, it's great, Greg. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. And Greg, since you're talking anyways, tell us, what do you think are some things that define a culture?
It's every kind of behavior, traditional custom that people used to make when they meet themselves, or to say to the other they are different. I mean,
customs and people.
It make different a group of person of the other one. His own culture. It's a mix of history, of language, of art, of every tradition, everything that make different.
Wow, that's a ton. Thanks, Greg.
Okay.
John, go ahead and go next. Tell us, what defines a culture?
Let's see. I think it is a group of behaviors and knowledges and beliefs of a group of people, and that make all people that of this group to think in the same way. It's a kind of categorization too.
Yeah, okay. Categorization. That's a good way to associate it.
My teacher one day asked for the class what make a country a country. So nobody answered correctly because he said it was the culture. What makes a country is not the borders, and it has a culture.
Interesting.
But
Very
in
nice.
group, everyone's.
Very cool. Thanks, John. Fernando, can you go next and give us some ideas about what makes a culture, defines a culture?
Sorry? Something
Can you
that
give us
defines culture?
Yeah, something that defines a culture? You can do your culture, like things that maybe define your culture, or just culture in general.
Okay, I think that there are many things that define a culture. For example, the food, the clothes that they use, the religion,
fashion.
the most common religion.
Yeah, definitely. That's a big part of culture.
I think that the sports can define a culture, maybe. And I think that these are the most important.
All right. Thanks, Fernando. And Dennis, you get a hard job. You're the last one to answer. What do you think defines a culture, or you can give examples of what defines your culture?
My culture. Language.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And,
So how do you think language helps to define a culture?
I don't know. It's language is deep in my life. It's different from other language.
Mm-hmm. Totally. All right. Thank you guys so much for coming and participating today. We're about out of time, but I hope to see you all again soon. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, bye bye.